Hello and welcome to PlayStation Best Friends, episode 75 for the week of October 26th, 2018. We're dropping every Friday to give you the rundown on all the latest PlayStation and gaming news you could possibly need. So I'm apparently still sick for like the third and a half week straight, so I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little crackly. So might have to have the other guys do the legwork with the talking this week, which it is a podcast, which is mostly audio. So we'll see how it goes. I'm Anthony Palm, and joining me, as always, Chicago's prodigal son, Miguel Alvarez.
So the sickness is going around. I'm feeling better. If anyone's worried about me, I'm past it to Anthony. So hopefully,
What, 3 weeks ago?
Something like that. I've been sick for like a month already. It feels like.
Yeah.
So.
No, I swear to God, like since September, I feel like I've been sick. And Jeffrey Mizrahi, the Brooklyn bad boy himself, is the other one with us today.
What up? Yeah, not sick.
Not yet.
At all. My stomach has been killing, but that
Your trip to Indiana is gonna fuck you up.
Oh yeah, 100%. But you'll hear all about that next week. Sadly, I will not be able to play Red Dead this weekend, which kind of sucks. But
take your PS4. Take it.
They have PS4s there.
They have Red Dead? You have an original one too, or slim. It's not even that big. Just throw it in there.
They're going to be playing Red Dead. I mean, who isn't going to be playing Red Dead this weekend? Honestly, come on.
Or you know what you could do is you could tell Billy that for the weekend that you just are going to switch your PS4 back to the primary, and then you could just bring this thing called a laptop, which you can then use remote play from, which you can then play it with.
Interesting. I mean, well,
or your Vita, but I figured laptop probably is
or
better.
Just take your TV and take your PS4 and hook it up to the
cancel the whole trip and just stay home this weekend.
I
think that might be easy.
I think that works too.
But yeah, I mean, well, since you brought up streaming, let's start off with Project Stream. Anthony, you got to handle that as well this week, more than I did. So how'd that run on you?
So I know that this is old news by this point in the podcast sphere, because I know people have been talking about it for like 2 weeks now. But it's really, really fascinating how well it runs, because I have good internet. I get like 200 megs down, something like that. So I haven't really run into any kind of lag like I did with PlayStation Now. The fact that it's just in a Chrome window, that alone is just so crazy that it's like you hold escape to like exit full screen, and it's just literally in a Chrome window. So that's crazy. There's like very, very little latency. I haven't really noticed any.
Noticeable?
I haven't really noticed that, you know.
What'd you think of the game itself, the opening?
I like it.
Does it hook you more than Origins did last year?
Way more than Origins. I just wasn't into the setting of Origins. It just was kind of boring to me. Which is weird, because in theory, like I love reading about ancient Egypt, but just walking around the desert just wasn't really interesting to me. Whereas this game, I'm already kind of hooked on the setting and the character. I really like Cassandra.
You chose the girl, the female.
Well, yeah, they said that's the canon character. So it's like, why would I ever pick Alexios if Cassandra is the canon one? So it's weird that they even did that. I think I might have mentioned that last week, or maybe I said it to someone off air, but I was like, why even bother making Alexios a playable character if you're going to just tell us? That's like saying like male shepherd is canon. So then, well, why did you even put femme shepherd? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's just weird to me. So I picked Cassandra because, I don't know, she seemed like a more interesting character anyways, but yeah, the fact that they said she's canon. So
that's interesting that they said that though now, like with Infamous and stuff, I guess just Infamous. They said at the end, like, oh, the bad one was the canon one, you know, or the good one was canon one.
Well, I think the story is the same either way. It's just not like, I don't know how different the ending is. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. We'll
maybe
figure it out.
Canon, yeah, she's more important than Alexios.
Well, I think it's because it's kind of spoiler. I won't go into it, but yeah, I don't know. I have until I think what's the cutoff?
Like
for
January 19th or something. Yeah, and then I mean it deletes your save, but if you're
like totally nukes it like you never played it. So
yeah, which is kind of a weird feeling, honestly.
Yeah,
like playing the game
like pushing me. Well, that's the thing is it's such a big game, and it's like you're doing that to me with such a large investment. So it's weird, but it kind of pushes me to want to play it more.
It's free after all.
Question for you, because I know the game is going to be available only for a couple more months. I think it's like what, 2 more months, a month?
Yeah, January.
Are you like testing it to see if you're gonna buy it probably in a month or so, or you think you're just gonna play it and be done with the game?
I'm gonna see how it goes, because Kate does want to play it too, and I kind of just want to play it on PS4. But
PS4, okay.
But I mean, it is free, so it's like if it goes on like a really good sale. But the other thing too is like I think it's going to depend how far I get, like how far I play it naturally. Because if I put 20, 30 hours into it naturally, I'm going to be like, I don't want to fucking start this over. But if I just end up not playing, because you know how I am, where I pick something up, play it for 10 minutes, and never pick it up again. If that ends up happening, then I'll be like, yeah, I'll pick it up on PS4.
Yeah, because I got the sign up thing. I signed up and I got the code or whatever, the link to play it, but I haven't done it. Like for me is more like I want to try it in there and see how the service works, but it's gonna be more like a demo for me. So see if I like it, I'm gonna buy the game like in Black Friday or something like that.
Yeah,
but probably
that's kind of what I was
like
doing originally.
$30. So
we'll see. But I am enjoying the game, and I do think the service works very, very well. Like way better than
Is that the future?
I think so. Yeah.
You think so? Wow. Okay.
Maybe not the near future, but yeah, definitely maybe the late 2020s. I think is when
there's definitely been progress over these past 8 years since online.
Yeah. Oh my god. This compared to when I first tried PS Now, maybe what was it, 2 years ago?
Yes.
It's completely different. Completely like PlayStation Now. It would be completely fine for 20 minutes and then just randomly go into a fit of lagging and artifacting and freaking out. And
but there has to be something with the servers.
Well, yeah, Sony servers are notoriously shitty, and Google is Google.
Is Google, yeah.
So,
well, except
I would hope
YouTube went down the other day.
Servers than Sony, but yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of servers, I got to play Fallout 76. They were having a very Nintendo-esque like beta test. I didn't realize this was the case. I thought it was just going to be the beta starts in October and then 2 weeks or whatever, 7 days or whatever length it is. But it was just last night for about like 4 hours. So me and Billy jumped in. This is on Xbox 360. Billy, my brother, Xbox 360. That'd be hilarious. Xbox One. Interesting game. So I didn't really know anything about it. I mean, besides the E3 stuff and all, like I wasn't following much about it. I was like, I'll see when it comes out, what it looks like, when I can get my hands on it. It's not a bad Fallout game by any means. It's super janky still. It's all the Fallout stuff. I mean, to like a 10th degree, just because it's online and much bigger map and stuff like that. So at times it literally looked like a PowerPoint presentation. Like I'm not even joking. Like that's not like exaggeration. Like it was going at 5 frames per second. And then
really?
Yeah. During certain areas, it would just chop. And then throughout most of it, it would just be
you were on a 1S or an original Xbox One?
Launch model.
But my friend said he was on 1X and he said that it was fine. But I don't know.
Could be the case. But then a bigger issue though, what I'm finding with it is it doesn't seem to know what it is. I mean, I've had a lot of issues with it, but this is the biggest issue. It has like a bunch of computer logs and stuff and voice recordings and stuff, like, classic Fallout stuff to flesh out the story. But it's a multiplayer game. So it encourages you to play it with your friends. And so I'm in a party with Billy and we're talking to each other. Oh, we're having fun stuff. But then I walk up to a computer terminal that's like part of a mission and it's like 10 pages long of text. And it's like, am I just supposed to tell the person I'm playing with to shut the fuck up? And I'm reading this now, or like I listen to a voice recording, like I should shut up. I'm listening. Like it doesn't really seem to like work like like imagine trying to do that with another player.
The same thing happens when with Destiny. Let's just say I'm playing but with something and I get a cutscene.
I know what Jeff's saying though. Destiny is nothing close to there's not.
I know, but when you're playing the story, dude, and you're like
Destiny, you can know, but I'm comparing
it.
But it's like it's like,
and a lot of games do that too. So it's not like they're just gonna shut the audio for your party chat.
No.
I know the Fallout thing you're talking about. It's a very Elder Scrolls thing.
Yeah, I mean, it is true that other games do that, but I just feel like it's less in those games, whereas like
Fallout and Elder Scrolls are based around you literally just reading pages and pages of text.
Yeah, like you'll stare at a computer for
like BioShock. Yeah, there's audio diaries, but it's kind of, you can go back and listen to them afterwards. Like it saves them to your menu. And in Destiny, there's not really even anything tertiary. There's a cutscene every now and then, but I mean, once
there's cutscenes and there's
that's really it.
Like your ghost would be saying something like to intro the strike or something like that, stuff like that. Which I mean, you could still read the subtitles, which is another thing.
But that's not lore. Like that's not like. Like in Elder Scrolls, like I couldn't imagine even playing Elder Scrolls online and like finding a fucking book that's like the ancient history of Skyrim, and it's like 20 pages long, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna quit in the middle of the raid to read this. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But they did the God of War thing where it's like, is no one testing this game on a TV sitting at a couch? You can't read the text from a couch because I'm playing in my basement where my Xbox is. Impossible to read the text. I don't know why testers don't test on far setups. It's ridiculous. But for the most part, it's cool. It looks like worse than Fallout 4, honestly.
Which is not surprising because ESO is worse looking than, well, maybe not worse looking than Skyrim, but it's not an upgrade from Skyrim.
It's a cool concept. I would like to see if like maybe in a year from now they polish it and stuff. But right now, this game is literal early access.
I feel like it could have just been like a $40 expansion to Fallout 4.
No, because it is a new map, and the map is very different than Boston. It's West Virginia. There are cool areas to it, but it's just like it's early access. It's literally like playing a Steam Greenlight game. Which is
I've just had no interest in Fallout 76. I don't know why. I just like I'll just go
because of the multiplayer.
It's nothing to do with the multiplayer. It's just the fact that it's like this is not what anyone wanted. Like I know they wanted to, and good for them for doing what they want to do, but it's like, dude, if
I mean,
Elder Scrolls 6 is getting pushed to 2025 because you wanted to have this fucking janky ass multiplayer experiment, it's like, dude, like what the fuck?
I mean, other games are janky, so.
Yeah, and whatever. About just talking about jankiness. Shouts out to they did post a nice letter signed Pete Hines right before the beta started, pretty much saying like, "Hey guys, we've never done this before. This is experimental.
The game is gonna be
bugs,
shit.
Yeah, like,
but it's $60.
True, which is an interesting thing. So it's kind of like pretty much. I'm thinking back last night. I was just an unpaid tester. I worked 4 hours without getting paid.
If it's like a $20-$30 early access game, then yeah, you can say that. But to me, it feels a little weird that it's like, oh, please excuse that if this game is a heaping pile of fucking glitchy mess.
They're doing it just to not get that much backlash.
Damage control.
Comparing that to what Treyarch's been doing with Black Ops, I heavily appreciate
game's a mess, man.
That Pete Hines letter, because first of all, it's from a person. So and Pete Hines is an outspoken guy. You know, he's like the face of Bethesda. Whereas Black Ops 4 comes out, and the only messages we hear from Treyarch is which I also appreciate, the daily patch notes, but it's just from this faceless username Treyarch official on Reddit, and it's like this is very just like the what's the word, like sterile text, you know?
Yeah,
like,
but
there's no personality to what Treyarch's saying, whereas Bethesda's like, hey, look, we poured our heart and soul in it, we're trying, we're fixing it.
The difference is Fallout 76 is one game every however many years. You know what I mean? Like Call of Duty, there's one every year. What are they going to have? I don't know. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, but I also understand why they're probably a little more tightened up with their kind of community support.
Well, honestly, I'm just going to be pissed off at Black Ops 4 until Jason Blundell, the director of Zombies, just talks to the community, because it's ridiculous what's happening right now. Yeah, he could, because the Infinite Warfare Zombies guy, Lee Ross, and the Sledgehammer Zombies guy, I'm blanking on his name, both were active on Twitter, talked to the community. If an Easter egg step was glitched or found or wasn't found, or whatever, he would like taunt them, you know, kind of like, oh, you guys still haven't found this Easter egg, or things like that, and actually was part of the community. Whereas Blundell, for some reason, thinks it's better to be coy and mysterious and quiet and not talk to the community except like 3 times a year. I think it's stupid. If you want to know more of my zombie thoughts, though, check out PS Best Friends on YouTube. I did post a very in-depth, comprehensive zombie review that, if you're wondering about the game, definitely check that out.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of Miguel and I kind of both have we've had ups and downs with Black Ops 4 in the past couple of days too. Both of us are Prestige. Miguel, you're almost at second Prestige. Nice. I just haven't played that much because I was out all weekend, but I am in my first Prestige now, and it glitched when I first Prestiged and just was like, you're at max level, but I only had the fucking like 3 basic like loadouts to choose from. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I restarted it, and it was fine. But it's like I played a bunch of matches that just didn't go towards anything. I know they updated. I don't know if this is a story on the doc. I don't think it is. Where like the servers were 20 hertz, and then they updated them to 30. But it still doesn't feel. I'm still getting killed by SMGs like from way too far away. And then I watch the kill cam and the recoil is all over the place. It just doesn't make any sense.
Let's bring that up right now. Someone proved that it's the servers for Black Ops 4 are in 20 hertz compared to the beta that was 60.
60, yeah.
And I think a day or two ago they updated it to 30 supposedly. And we played. We've been playing, and I have noticed that when I'm playing with you, which you're in the East Coast, and I'm sure most of the time I'm playing on the East servers, and every time it feels like when I'm having a good game, Anthony is not, and when he's having a good game, I'm just pissed off. I'm fucking swearing. I'm breaking the controller. I'm fucking because it's just the lag, dude, on the servers, and it doesn't help that the servers are 30 hertz.
Yeah, I mean, when I got killed by a cordite from across the map, when I think I had a can I had an assault rifle, you know what I mean, with like low recoil, and I got killed by a cordite, and then I watched the kill cam because I was like, how the fuck is this possible? And his gun spraying all over the place. I'm like, how is that even possible?
That's that delay, dude.
So, and I've noticed just a plenty of instances.
All the bunny hopping. The more I play the game, the more I notice annoying stuff in the game.
Yeah.
And stuff that they need to work on. But I know it's not going to happen for at least another 6 months until the game's actually good.
I'm going to keep playing it. I do really like Blackout, so I do want to maybe put more time. Maybe this will be my excuse to play more Blackout.
I mean, the servers are still messed up on that one too. So
yeah.
And the more you play,
I do really honestly want to play more zombies. I'm not going to get into it like you, Jeff, obviously, but I do want to play more of it because I do enjoy it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just the game's kind of it's not so bad of a mess multiplayer wise. I'm not talking about zombies. It's not so bad of a mess where it's unplayable.
Oh no,
but it's still enough where you notice funny shit going on. You know,
it's an early access game.
100%. Every game is now.
Yeah, exactly.
Every game is now.
Every game right now, 2018 is early access.
Not 2018 for a while.
For the past couple of years, and it's both a good thing and a bad thing. Like thinking about it, because it's good that the game is being fixed every day and getting updated.
But they shouldn't cost $60.
Yeah, why is that the state? Yeah, like exactly. Why should I buy a broken game and wait for it to get fixed? It's this weird, yes, it is getting fixed and it is getting updates, but why is that the case?
It's true. Weird. It is true, and it's good that they're getting fixed. For example, Destiny 2, right? World War II. Now, when the games released, they were bad in my opinion, and then they got better. And it sucks that we're still having to pay $60. And it's like, hey, like you said a couple minutes ago, it's like we're just testing the fucking game, and we're paying to test the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how
it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna change. I think it's just gonna become a situation where consumers.
It's not until people stop buying the games, which is probably not gonna happen.
I don't think it's a Call of Duty specific thing or a Blackout.
Oh no, I'm saying
we're talking this
overall. I mean, overall, most of the games are coming out are just buggy or messes.
What is there big news right now? Or
it's kind of like it's quick news. I'll just say it now. We don't have to make a story about it. But the it looks like this is actually from yesterday and we just missed it. The new Fallout mod, New California, is out today. It's a mod for Fallout 4, which adds a totally new map and a bunch of new stuff to do. Basically, it's like a whole new game. So if you play, it's only on PC, obviously, because it's like a mod, not just like a.
That's why they didn't bring it up.
But
yeah, I did say that. Those look cool.
Well, because we are talking about Fallout, so
yeah, sure.
I would rather play that than play Fallout 76. Let me just say
that. Jeffrey, you played something interesting today that you were streaming in the morning.
Today was woke up early, had a whole VR power hour.
I was surprised you were up that early. Dude. I was like, oh,
I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule after staying up until 3 a.m. playing zombies for a whole week. And yes, I popped on, dusted off the old VR headset, downloaded Astrobot demo in the background, and put in Firewall 0 Hour, the Rainbow Six Siege-esque shooter that came out to PSVR exclusive in August. Very fun. game flying it, so I'm using the DualShock like I did for Farpoint last year. Fun game. I love how it's a really welcoming and nice community. I jump into this match, I find a game within seconds. The 3 guys on my team are all like loving the game. Like they've all been playing for months. They're all like level 30. I'm like on level 1. They're explaining me like what's the best strategies and stuff to do. They're all using aim controllers, which I found interesting. Like they're making jokes about DualShock 4. I'm like, I'm using a DualShock 4, and they're like, what? How's that possible?
Is it it's like unplayable with the DualShock?
It's not unplayable. Pretty much the same things as Farpoint. It's annoying because like you have to hold the DualShock when you're aiming in the game, when you're putting the gun red dot sight to your eye. What you're doing in real life is you're holding like the DualShock to like your breast, kind of like your upper chest. Wow, so that's kind of weird. And just like imagine like sitting down and then moving your DualShock all over your whole like chair space. So like you're bending your wrist in like every which way. So after about an hour of game time, like you kind of have to swap games. If you're using the DualShock 4, it kind of kills your wrist. But it's really fun. The mic chat is all spatial, so if you're across the room from someone else, like you hear them less. If you're next to them, you hear them louder. I'm like, oh, doesn't that get annoying? And then the guy's like, no, well, some of the strategies are you have 2 guys go one way, 2 guys go another way, but then one of the guys on either side will kind of be like a middle guy relaying comms to both sides. I'm like, oh, dude, that's actually pretty fucking awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Like guys come here, like, oh shit, you heard that? And then like you get some really cool encounters. It's pretty much a search and destroy. There's one game mode, which is I thought was a little odd because it's like kind of feels bare. Like, all right, if I get bored of this game mode, what else do I do? You could play against bots, but that's not really much. But yeah,
because I jump in and on your stream for a bit because my connection was a little wonky.
Yeah,
phone connection. And the first thing I noticed, and I even asked you, was that like, are you playing in a party or they're just randoms? Because I thought it was funny that everyone had a mic and they were actually helpful.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised.
Like what you would imagine like a Siege lobby would be.
Yeah, exactly. Because in Siege, at the beginning when I was playing Siege, it was like that. Not now, because, now it's popular and fucking little kids are playing it. But that's how it used to be with Siege at the beginning. When you had the small community and they were like helping each other out.
I think it's definitely because, the PlayStation VR pretty much with the built-in the bundled in microphone headset has like a microphone on it. So, if you putting it on, you pretty much, unless you mute yourself actively doing it, you kind of opting into the voice chat. But yeah, Firewall is a really cool game. I still need to pick up a fucking aim controller to see what it's all about. I did use the aim controller at E3, which was a little weird, but like I want to actually use it in my setup.
I'm glad to hear that for someone that has played it from you that the game feels good, and because I've been looking to get it, it's just I don't feel that the game is worth $40 exactly because you said it only has one game mode, so it's like I'm sure the game is fun, but for one game mode, it's like how much should it cost? Is it worth the $40?
Yeah, it's a good question. Honestly, there are a lot of
like new technology and stuff like that. I get it. But...
Yeah, for sure. It's cool. I mean, there's a lot of maps. There's 10 maps. I think every match I played on was a different map, which I was surprised at. Like each map's really cool. You have like a firing range-esque map. You have like this docks map. It's very cool.
Because they are supporting the game. I know that.
Yes.
I wonder if they're gonna add more modes. And what should they add? Should they add like TDM or something like that? Would it work?
Guys, yeah, the guys in the party chat did say that they will be adding Team Deathmatch, and the reason that it's kind of just one mode right now is not to separate the player base. So when you jump into online, since it's one mode, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a match, which is clearly working. Yeah. So Firewall recommends. Then Astrobot finished downloading that game. That game is so good. The demo, yeah, specify that I only played the first 2 levels and then the boss. So cool. More charming than Moss. Like if you thought Moss was charming with the little mouse guy, Quill was his name. The Astrobot is the cutest fucking thing ever. I love him. The world straight up feels like Mario. A lot of people are comparing it to Mario 64. Totally see that comparison. The way it uses the controller as well as one of the levels had like you could flick out on the touchpad like a hook. And then like you would hook things and like pull them back and like help your guy around. You could also use your head to like bang things and like move it around. Very fun game. Highly recommended.
Yeah, so I played the Playroom VR bot rescue mission, and it seems like they just took that and expanded on it. Because the hook shot stuff was in that where you can like walk on it and bounce it up and stuff. So
yeah,
it sounds like they just expanded on that, and that was my favorite. One of my favorite VR experiences when I first got it, and my buddy Brandon came over, and that's the first thing I showed him. I showed him that, and I showed him Resident Evil 7, which he was too chicken shit to really play for more than 10 seconds. But like he even said, like that original thing in Playroom sold him on VR. Like he's like, this is like he understood VR when he played that. So the fact that they made a full game based off that is awesome. So I do want to get it. I just don't have the money for it right now. But if it goes on sale over the holidays, I definitely want to pick it up.
Just to clarify real quick, they're not comparing it the game to Nintendo 64. They're comparing what Nintendo Mario 64 was for Nintendo 64. This game is for the PlayStation VR.
Like the way Mario 64 revolutionized games.
Yeah, exactly. This is what it's doing for the PSVR.
Though I would also say, even in style, there's a lot to compare as well. Like it has that.
See, I got kind of almost like a Ratchet and Clank kind of vibe from it.
Yeah, I could see that. A little less violent, so it was like a little more.
Well, yeah, I meant artistically. But.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's like more I guess like childlike, not really childlike. I'm blanking on the word. Either way, what's not childlike is the new Accounting Plus level. It's the space level. They keep updating Accounting Plus to give it more. Shit, my phone just fell. More levels. And this one is also hidden. You have to look online how to find it, but it is hilarious. It is actually like the most like gameplay accounting has, because like you have to like do a lot of things going on. It's kind of like a little one of those like puzzle VR games, like you're moving all things around with the move controllers. But if you have Accounting Plus, definitely download this update and give the game a play again. Yeah, free update. Okay. Free update if you own it. Accounting Plus is so fucking cheap. I see it for like $7, $10 all the time. And it's still like my favorite VR experience. And then lastly, just to round up real quick, got Mario Party, Super Mario Party on the Switch.
Which I also played this weekend too.
Awesome. What do you think?
It's Mario Party. You know what I mean? It's what I wanted. It's just a straight up Mario Party game.
Better than the last one, because I keep hearing that the last one.
That's I don't even count the last.
Yeah, 9 and 10 were so fucked.
I mean, I haven't really gotten into a Mario Party game since like 3 or 4. Or what was the first GameCube one? 6? 4? Yeah, 4. So 4 was like the last one I really got into. But 1 and 2 really were the main ones that I played. But I mean, it feels like Mario Party. You know what I mean? It feels like what I remember Mario Party feeling like back on like N64 and early GameCube days. So I really enjoyed it. I played, I think, 2 full matches of it.
20 turns or 10?
I think 20.
Nice.
Maybe 10. I don't remember.
Yeah, my favorite thing is some of it utilizes the Joy-Cons in some insane ways. Like there's this one mini game where you hold the Joy-Con like a pan, and you have to flip like a meat cube pretty much, and like cook each side of it, and like you could feel it grilling and stuff. Like it really
feels like cool 1-2 switch should have just been
100%
in this game. Like they should have just like it's weird. Like it feels like 1-2 switch was like almost like a test bed for the mini games for Mario Kart or Mario Party.
Yeah.
It also kind of has like, and I guess Mario Party has always kind of been like that, but the mini games do kind of have like a WarioWare feel to them too, which has always been kind of a thing, but I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it does a great thing with the practice mode also. You don't have to hit Z.
You do it right from the screen. Yeah, you don't have to load it up.
Instruction menu, it has a little like PIP type, picture-in-picture type thing.
I do like that. I did notice that. I do like that a lot.
Perfect. But yeah, any other games you guys been playing this week? What else? Nothing? Is that about it?
Started Resident Evil 4 again because it's October and it's one of the best games of all time.
I'm waiting for it too, dude. And what,
January.
2 months? 3 months?
It's on sale for like $8 right now. If you don't have Resident Evil 4, just go buy it.
I know they're
so good.
Oh yeah, that's true. The one I did thought about getting I think was 6, because I haven't played that at all. And I know that they're one of the 3 like story missions.
Leon's campaign up to like the first. So I think there's 5 chapters in each character. Leon's campaign up to the end of chapter 3 was amazing.
That's what I keep hearing, but it's like
after that, it's just a mess. But
I've actually always been intrigued in that, just because I hear it's like more of an action game, which is like kind of what I would
Leon's
like.
First
I mean, that's what 5 was.
Feels like 4. And then after that, it's just a fucking night. And then the other 3 campaigns, it's just a fucking mess. 5 really gets way too much of a rap for being an action game. It's just it was in broad daylight, and I think that's why people were less.
I mean, you had bullets for days, dude.
It is more. Well, it's depending on what.
You had bullets for days, dude. I mean, Jesus.
It was more action than 4. But 6 is like a totally different level of like it's a straight up act. Because 5, you still had to stop and aim. So you still had that tension of like, well, fuck, am I far away enough to stop and aim at this guy? Whereas 6, you can aim while moving, and that kind of totally changed the game. Where it's like, okay, now it's not even scary anymore because I don't even need to worry about getting hit while I shoot. So,
are they keeping tank controls in 2 remake or no?
No, I think they're doing like Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil Revelations. Yeah. It's one of those 2 like control schemes. They're adapting it to one of those 2 control schemes. I don't remember which.
Well, it's not time to play Resident Evil, guys, because it is time for the Allender Report.
There'll be some news.
There are 7 items that we may or may not talk about.
Hey, Captain Scott.
First up, the September 2018 NPD results are in, and Marvel Spider-Man for PlayStation 4 was the month's best-selling game in the United States.
No surprise.
Though topping the month is impressive enough, NPD notes that it has quickly become the 3rd best-selling game year-to-date across all platforms, behind fellow PS4 exclusive God of War at number 2 and Far Cry 5 at number 1. Spider-Man also netted the biggest launch month in dollar sales for any PlayStation exclusive in history, and generated the highest dollar sales during its launch compared to any game this year. Safe to say, Spider-Man is a popular property. For the rest of the list, we have number 2 for September 2018, NBA 2K19, Assassin's Creed Odyssey at number 3, just because I was confused, I'll say it. You could have got the game on the last day of September if you pre-ordered, because it's one of the games where you get early. Even though the official release was in October. So that confused me. FIFA 19 at number 4, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Madden NFL 19, Forza Horizon 4, Destiny 2, Super Mario Party, and NHL 19.
Surprised that Forza Horizon 4 isn't a little higher, and also fuck Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Fuck you, dude. I'm surprised that NHL is there.
When did that come out?
To be honest.
Sports games always sell well.
But hockey games? I don't remember hockey games doing that as well.
Community around NHL games, man.
Yeah, I mean, I heard that is one of the best ones so far from the generation. So
yeah, they sell good. NHL is usually on the bottom, but they're usually on the NPD list for the month or so after it comes out.
FIFA came out August or September?
September.
At the beginning of September. Yeah.
Interesting. Under Odyssey. And Odyssey only had one day.
Assassin's Creed.
Dude, that is actually so.
I mean, FIFA's pretty big.
The thing is, FIFA's gonna stick. Assassin's Creed will fall off.
True. Yeah. No.
True.
Yeah. I guess that's a good point.
There's also people like me that it's like I want to get FIFA, but I'm waiting for a sale for it. Whereas Assassin's Creed, people were like diehard about it.
It's true.
Next,
I'm just happy that Shadow's top 5, dude. Honestly.
Yeah. Good stuff. I mean, that studio definitely needs a good selling game.
I'm glad
for sure.
Good game.
Next up, news that was announced like I think an hour or 2 after we recorded last week. Days Gone has been delayed until April 26, 2019. So no longer stacked on top of Anthem in February, which was kind of ridiculous. I think we all knew that. But yeah, it's coming out in April now. So definitely don't expect Last of Us 2, any crazy early release dates in
I think this pretty much confirms Last of Us 2 is a 2020 game.
Yeah.
They would not put this that close to Last of Us. When they're both kind of, I know like one's not zombies and one's not zombies, but they're both basically zombies, and I just don't see it.
One has fast zombies, the other one has slow zombies.
Be tough to
market. That's the difference.
What are they? Freakers and clickers? Yeah, that's the. Yeah. Oh, sorry, freakers and clickers, not zombies. Zombies.
Hey, you gotta get it correct, bro. Right?
Yeah. So I'm glad that, and they specifically say it's so that Ben has time to polish the game, which is good.
Which probably that game is being piloted so many times already.
Yeah, but you know what? Just give me this game needs to be perfect out, not like score wise, but like running wise, and it can't give any excuses for people to talk shit about it when it comes out.
Oh yeah,
you know
I mean? I agree.
Which I'm still excited for this game. I'm glad it's a little bit farther back because now I have time to let Kingdom Hearts and Division 2 breathe. I think I've decided on Division 2 over Anthem at launch because I'm not getting both at launch.
Oh, definitely don't buy an EA game at launch anymore. That's kind of a
No, I think I've decided I'm going to go Division 2 on launch day instead of Anthem. But
on.
yeah, no, I think this is a good launch date.
Yes.
It reminds me of when I know Horizon was delayed to February, right?
Yeah, 28.
But it reminds me of that delay where they're like, hey, listen, we need a little bit more time. But I don't see it being like a Last Guardian type situation where it's like, hey, we need to delay it last minute and then it's going to come out and be a fucking garbled mess. I think it's just they genuinely want to make sure the game is, as good as it possibly could be.
On top of that announcement, there was a whole blog post on 4 big games. Durasane, I still have no idea how to pronounce that. The From Software PSVR exclusive will be coming out November 6th next year. Concrete Genie has a release time frame of spring 2019, and Everybody's Golf VR has a release time frame of spring 2019.
Oh shit! Is that an update to Everybody's Golf, or is that a separate SKU?
Do not know. We'll have to look.
That's an update to it. That's rad because I have it. If it's not an update to it, and it's a separate SKU, then that's.
I think it's probably separate just because it's a different name and stuff like that. Next up, Jade Raymond has left EA Motive Studios. She was the founder of that company. They didn't really put anything out, but now she's moving out to something else.
They were like a supplemental studio on a ton of shit, like a bunch of racing games, and I think Battlefront 2's campaign.
Yeah, so we wish her the best of luck on her endeavors. Probably some internal EA stuff going on there, but we'll find out in 3 years when Jason Schreier posts his article about it.
It's just weird because I feel like we were talking about her only a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
where they were talking about
didn't she get hired like 6 months ago?
Yep.
She did, right? Okay.
I don't. Yeah,
I think I thought they were like talking about whatever they were working on, and I don't know. It's just very, very strange that it happened so fast. So
yeah, it's one of these things that we don't know much about, but it happened. Next up on PSN ID change news, beta invites or preview beta invites are finally sending out to people in UK. Forum poster on Reset Error posted his email from PlayStation. Quote, you may lose, this is what PlayStation says to you when you change your name. You may lose access to content, including paid for content that you have acquired for your games, including content like add-ons and virtual currency. You may lose your progress within games, including game save data, leaderboard data, and progress towards trophies. Parts of your games and applications may not function properly, both online and offline. Your previous online ID may remain visible to you and other players in some places. And it says even if you were to change back to your old ID, there still might be issues during this preview program.
Jesus Christ. So facebook.com/group/PS best friends you can go to and write in. If your questions about the show this week, Nathaniel Hicks, loyal Patreon supporter and good friend of mine who I am actually going to be seeing in person 2 days from now. So that's crazy. He writes in and says, is there really anything PlayStation can do to fix this name change catastrophe, all caps? It actually does amaze me that they announced you can do it in the beta program, but there's a chance it could ruin all of your progress you've made all these years. Thoughts? What the fuck are they doing? Just don't even do it yet. You know what I mean? Just postpone it if it's going to be this much of a fucking nightmare.
I mean, I think it's going to be. I wonder who's going to bite the bullet on this one. Who just doesn't give a shit about any of their stuff to just bite the bullet, and change their name. Hopefully they'll be like the.
I'm so glad that I don't
test rabbits for us.
I'm so glad that I don't want to change my name because I keep thinking like, oh fuck, is this going to affect me? Then I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to change my name.
Oh yeah, I will not even touch this with a 10-foot pole. I'm honestly, you would have to have some wild reason to change your name if you're willing to go through all these possibilities of errors and such. But
wouldn't it be just?
It'd be easier to just make a new name at this point.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. It's just easier to make a new name and just go with that.
If you're gonna lose all your shit anyways, what's the point?
They did it to get goodwill. That's it.
I don't know. I just feel like see, this reminds me of I'll just do a quick anecdote for Hearthstone where the Hearthstone team, they were working on tournament mode for actually in the client. Because obviously, like the major, Blizzard sponsored Hearthstone events, they have their own method of doing tournaments. But they were working on one that you can actually use to organize your own tournaments. And eventually, they're just like, "Listen, we need to put this on hold. We don't have a date for you. We're not working on it right now. It's not working out." And it's one of those things where it's like it sucks because everyone was looking forward to something they already announced. But at the same time, at least they're being transparent of like, "Listen, this isn't working. We need to move on for right now. We'll get back to it when we can." And I feel like Sony might almost need to do that with this too, where it's like, this is a fucking looks like it's going to be a nightmare, and it's just it's almost they don't need this right now going into the end of this PS4 generation. They don't need this to be a blemish on it, where it's like, oh well, remember that fucking nightmare of a name change issue at the end of the console cycle? It's like, no, just go away for now. Say, okay, sorry, it's not working. We tried it. It clearly wasn't working, and just get it fixed for the launch of PS5. That's what I think. That's my opinion.
They're trying to do it now, so for when the PS5 launches, it's good. But what they're trying to do is just you're gonna keep your fucking original name. That's gonna be your for Xbox. That's gonna be your number ID.
But
that's what it is.
Even if
they can't do that,
even if you change back, it's still fucking stuff up. And I just feel like I don't know. I feel like they need as much. They need as few issues as possible going into the PS5 generation, because Xbox has done so much goodwill shit with the Xbox One that I feel like that is going to translate to more Xbox sales next generation. And I feel like Sony needs to not fuck up right now.
The thing is, though, I feel like this is the only I believe that they tried everything, and then this is the only. Like, I don't think that if they do hold off and try fixing it, that there's another way. I feel like I
don't think there's another way, but there's got to be a way to alleviate the issues they're having.
I mean, that's I guess what the
the only other way is to start fresh on the PS5.
I know,
but if that happens, a lot of people are gonna be pissed off.
Yeah, they would never come out and do that. That's like a launch PS3 thing that they would say. Because I could have seen them say, like, if the PS3 was going to be the PS5, I could see them being like, oh, yeah, go get a second job. And by the way, you got to start over from scratch.
I mean, whoever started the infrastructure for PSN did a really, really bad job.
Because they weren't looking ahead. You know what I mean?
No, they're not. They weren't
looking ahead with the infrastructure. Whereas Microsoft had a background in that type of thing.
Exactly.
Knew it better.
When the PS Store started, it was a fucking website.
It was a web browser. It was a web browser on the PS3. It was insane.
So
and then home. But yeah, well, I mean, hopefully the kinks will get ironed out in the preview.
Let us know if you are a listener that is worried about changing your name, and are you going to do it anyways despite all the warnings?
Yeah, would you do this if you got invited to the preview program? Would you change your name right now? Next up.
Ooh, excuse me.
What just happened there? Well, there's changes happening on the dock. Yeah. Should I just roll with it? I'll roll with it.
Roll with this one right here.
EA and EA Dice announced that Battlefield 5's Battle Royale mode, Firestorm, will not launch until March 2019. In a detailed timeline of post-release content for Battlefield 5, Jonas Elfing said, Firestorm is in Chapter 3 called Trial by Fire, which is set to start in March. Trial by Fire also includes a new map, Greece, that focuses on massive aerial invasion along the Cretan coast.
So this game's dead on arrival.
Still coming out next month.
Yeah, this game is shot.
But yeah, no Battle Royale. Will Battle Royale be relevant in March? Probably, but
yes, it will.
It will be, but not a squads only mode in a game that's going to sell like shit because everything around it is better than it.
I mean
that's my bold.
The game shouldn't be coming out. The game's not ready. The game is not. It's noticeable when I played the beta. I knew it wasn't ready because there was a lot of bugs, a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense to level up.
But even not even bug wise, it just didn't feel done. Yeah, it just didn't locomotion in the game didn't feel right. The maps look kind of not finished. I don't know.
I mean, the map.
I know it was a beta. But I mean, like artwork wise, not like layout.
Okay, yeah, that's a beta, but and people make changes after that, but it feels like they're rushing, and they were not ready to hit October, and it feels like they're not gonna be ready to hit November.
Wasn't this game
supposed to should just next week? Push it. It was last week. Yeah, it shouldn't be out already.
That's insane.
Yeah, this is wild. We'll have to see next month, but
here I am gonna say that whatever numbers they do next month, if the battle royal, I think what is it called, Firestorm looks good, it might get another boost on sales.
I don't know about that.
They need.
I think the fact that
EA is not DICE is not making that.
Oh yeah, they're not.
They're not making that mode.
Making a motive.
Criterion.
Oh,
Criterion is.
Interesting.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of when I said Motive did racing games. I was thinking Criterion. Never mind.
Yeah.
Motive.
They're making that. So I hope they nail it because
now,
they do,
what about this little wrinkle though?
Mm-hmm.
What if, because March is a long time away, and that 1 year supposed quote unquote supposed 1 year deal with Xbox might be up long before then? PUBG might get announced for PS4 in that time. So if you have
PS4 is
PUBG, Blackout, H1Z1, and Fortnite, who the fuck's gonna go buy this just for a squads only battle royale? There will be people. There will be people, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be buried. Personally,
they need to put up a beta for it before it comes out.
Yeah, definitely. Like
I don't think it's gonna be.
You don't need the client to play it. That's what they need to do.
They need to do changes to make it solos and duos, and I think they will. And it just needs to be good, man. If it's good, if it's like how if there's destructibility on the fucking game, like it looks like it might be, people are gonna dig it. I think people are gonna dig it, and then if it plays similar to the Battlefield games, it's gonna sell. The game is gonna sell because of that. If they nail it.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, let's move on because you guys apparently have a lot to say about this next thing. So let's move on.
Oh, not this one.
Well, next up is a smaller news piece. Rockstar revealed that Red Dead 2 will have a companion app on iOS and Android. The companion app will deliver real-time interactive information to your smart device, like
similar to the
map, the HUD. They're kind of promoting it so you don't have to. You could turn off the HUD in the game and then kind of use, have your phone, I guess, like propped up in front of you,
your phone or your iPad or something.
Where they want you to put it, and then kind of see the map where you are. Very similar to Fallout 4's companion app, Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. What other game? I think that's it. I mean, not similar to GTA 5's shitty companion app.
Far Cry 3 had something similar, but not quite. Mass Effect 3 had the data pad, which didn't have the map on it, but it had stuff in it. Which Mass Effect 3 data pad was actually really dope.
Yeah, right. That was a whole era of second screen experiences. Next up, Fortnite Battle Royale is so popular that the Miguel will change up the whole paragraph and make it unreadable. So pretty much Save the World will not be free this year. It is being pushed back to 2019. Quote, we've decided to move the free-to-play launch of Save the World out of this year, explained Epic in a news post. We're working on a broad set of features, reworks, and back-end system scaling we believe are needed to go free-to-play. Save the World has grown consistently since our launch in July 2017. Wow. And Fortnite overall has experienced unprecidented growth.
So basically they were like, oh, fuck, we forgot to keep updating Save the World. So who cares anymore? Anyone that was going to play Save the World bought a Founders Pack.
Yeah. I mean, I was waiting just to try it out, but at this point, I'm just done with Fortnite. So it's like I really don't care.
That's
Next up,
they're making so much money with the Battle Royale, so I mean, who cares, right?
Well, I mean, you think they'd put it in the Save the World. And cosplay news, Devil May Cry 5 Ultra Limited Edition will include, for $8,000, will include a jacket worn by one of the game's 3 playable characters, Nero, Dante, and V. You could buy one of 3 variants. So pretty much a $8,000 jacket. Buy now.
It's fucking stupid.
And then last up, probably the most important news piece.
People will buy it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's a nice jacket, it's a nice jacket. The most important news piece of the week: Rockstar's Crunch Culture. Jason Schreier doing God's work.
Yeah.
Journalism. Put out his full piece on pretty much that whole 100 hours quote that came out a couple weeks ago, and delved into it. I recommend going to Kotaku.com and reading this whole piece, but kind of just summarizing what it said is that all anonymous Rockstar employees, because no one wants to give names, both former and current, pretty much giving both sides of the argument. Half saying this crunch is terrible, is overworking us, it is terrible out, they're not paying us and stuff all like that. And then they're half saying, yeah, we're working a lot, but it's hard work and you got to do the hard work. So, I guess let's just open it for discussion. What do y'all think?
Okay, I'm putting this up, and I waited for the 2 weeks that since I started, not to mention it too much, because I personally needed to hear more about it
Yeah.
before, and this really helped. And the piece, like you said, it just go in there, go to Kotaku, read it. It's a really good piece by Jason. He interviewed a bunch of people, pretty much like no one said that they work 100 hours. It usually was around like 55, 60 when it was crunch time. What sucks about this is that yes, it sucks that people had to work there, and especially for the people that are salary, because they're not gonna get paid overtime, right? It sucks. But like one of the employees stated, like the bonuses when the games come out, if you're still there, are really good. If the game sells, like sales for GTA 5 were obviously big, and their bonuses were over 5 digits. Just imagine if this game sells the same. Obviously, the bonuses are gonna be the same.
Yeah, no, I mean they're definitely getting the bonuses, but it's just I feel like it's an issue about the biggest issue I think to the way to remedy it is just to be paid for the work that if you're doing overtime, get paid for that overtime. Even if still you are getting paid, but you're working, let's say 60, 70 hours a week. I mean, it is an issue because, there is the burnout. These people aren't really having much of a social life, much of a life outside of the work. And I don't know. I mean, the thing is, you're not going to get these games without these hours. But then the question is, are all these features even really worth it in a game? Do we need the testicles to shrink and shit like that?
Let me ask you this then, because I did work in places that I had to work sometimes 65 hours a week. You think places like restaurants and stuff like that? I used to work in a bakery, a fucking factory. You think all these companies give a fuck if you don't deliver the bread or don't deliver stuff like that the restaurants need to sell? Do you think they care if people work fucking 70 hours? And in those places where I worked I didn't even work that much. I worked for like 6-7 months, and I just had to quit because it was just too much. It was too much. I was working 60, 65 hours a week. And they had a union. They had a union, but it was mainly because people were getting paid really good. But you had to stay for overtime. You had to stay until the work was done, which really sucked. And over here, people don't. According to a lot of the people that Jason interviewed, it wasn't mandatory to stay and work those many hours. But for a couple people that left kind of early, like people felt like they were getting judged because they were leaving early and they didn't stay. They didn't, I guess, fit in with the culture that Rockstar has created, I guess.
Yeah, I think that would be a great starting point for kind of fixing the situation where it kind of is laying out the rules clear. Don't have it always be this ambiguous, like, oh, do I have to stay? Oh, I don't know. Let me get the vibe of the room. It shouldn't be feeling the vibe of the room. It should just be understanding what the rules are. And I'm allowed to go home now. I shouldn't worry about people looking at me like with bad stares,
And with a lot of employees, it seems like it has gotten better since like the Red Dead one, Red Dead. Well, what is it? Red Dead, right? The original one.
Yeah, Red Dead 1. Yeah, was
Red Dead 1. That when it came out, this article that the wives exactly. Like it seems like it has gotten better, but it still is like if people enjoy staying and working, what's so bad about it? Like it seems like a lot of people come to the defense of when people were like talking about like, hey, why are they working so much? It seems like people were offended. They're like, hey, I want to stay. I want to work for whatever 80 hours a week because it feels good. Because I want it. Because I'm a workaholic.
True, but then you could bring
there's
up
a lot that exactly. There's a lot of people that were like, no, I don't want to work more than like 45 hours or 50 hours, and that's it. Like I see both ways, but it's like, can you actually fix it? It's the same thing with like me comparing it to my job that I was working. It's like people want to work. I didn't want to work fucking 65 hours, but I had to. I could have left and probably lost my job. But it's like there's no balance there, man. It's like in every other like workplace. There is no balance.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not just a problem in the gaming industry. It's a problem everywhere else.
Yeah, but
until the government just issues an actual like, hey, people cannot work more than 40 hours. It's not going to change.
Well, they could get more unionized, but I mean, and what you're saying with if you have half the people there like working more and like putting in like 60 hours, I feel like then it could also get kind of cultish.
And for a lot of people, that's how it feels supposedly.
Well, I mean, that's kind of has a negative vibe to it, you know. People in cults love being in cults until you drink the Kool-Aid and you're there, you know?
True.
But yeah, it's definitely an interesting topic. Let us know what you think. Tweet at us at PSBF Podcast. Crunch, good or bad? Let's just go let's take this very complicated discussion and just go good or bad. No fucking around. But yeah, we'll have to see. Also, biggest thing ever. The article ends off with it. Protesting this game by not buying it isn't right. Isn't the solution, you know? Because that's just punishing the people who get bonuses.
Is that only because it's Red Dead Redemption though?
No, dude.
If it was a lesser known game, I'm not saying you would say different, but I think some people would say differently.
No, because protesting doesn't help anything. Because then they're not getting recognition. First
exactly, and remember I said they get bonuses at the end of the day too. The more the game sells, the more the bonuses they get. So that's gonna hurt them.
Just a live update. We got a DM back from Crows.
Oh yeah, I sent them a message. I was looking for the space level in accounting.
They told you how to do it. I will not spoil it on the live airwaves, but you can go check that.
Yeah, Rockstar Crunch. What's gonna happen? We'll let you know when things change, but things aren't changing now because it is time to let you know what new games you can go play right now. Because it's the weekend playlist.
Here are nice effort for a segue.
Here are the games coming out from October 22nd to October 26th. First up, we have Bugs Box VR, PSVR digital. It's a VR game I will be checking out. Castlevania Requiem, Symphony of the Night, and Rondo of Blood, PS4 digital. I feel like that could have deserved a physical release, honestly. That would be a cool box art.
Do we know it's not getting a physical release?
We don't, but it's not coming out this week. So we know that.
Fair enough. Although it might be, the drop might just be fucked up.
Yeah. We'll see another game that we just read last week, you know. Chicken Range, PS4, PS Vita, digital.
So that's like, it seems like Angry Birds.
Oh, I don't even know. It could be anything.
Yeah, it totally looks like a fucking E-Bombs World, like Newgrounds game. That's what it looks like to me.
You ever play that game that's like fence up chickens? Like you have to like draw the fences. I don't know.
I don't know. Did you ever play Black Sheep Bakers?
Nah.
No.
Dude, you gotta go play Black Sheep Bakers.
Are you making names up now, or what? Are we making up names?
You ever play Grade Retro Enhanced? Probably not, because it's on this week's drop on.
I do not like the fact that it is not hyphenated.
Okay, what the fuck's going on here? Halloween Forever, PS4, PS Vita, digital. This came out last week, no?
It was there last week.
It was 2 weeks ago too. Fuck this drop. Just Dance 2019 PS4 digital retail. I saw someone posted a
big gun.
Just Dance 2019 on the Wii. A game came out this week for the Nintendo Wii.
I think this is the last one though, right?
The Wii came out in 2006.
I think they said this is the last one though.
Still 12 years, man. A 12-year-old game. Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams. Not the dreams you've been looking for, but a dream nonetheless.
Dreams. Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams.
PSVR digital. My Hero One's Justice, PS4 digital retail. This looks like a My Hero Academia game. Never Route, PS4, PSVR digital. Nickelodeon Kart Racer, PS4 digital retail.
It's not the racer that we want.
I can't wait to play this 3 years from now with PlayStation Plus.
So this is actually a Game Boy Color game I own. I think it was called Nickelodeon Kart Racer. It was a top-down racing game. You play with all your Nickelodeon characters. The only difference about this is this one has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in this, and it's also
this is a
also an actual game, but
not the same game. It's probably just the same license.
It's $40.
And it looks like a PS2 game, by the way. If you've seen gameplay, I watched gameplay.
Yeah. It looks like what you would think a Nickelodeon kart racer would look like.
Paw Patrol on a roll, PS4 digital retail. When I worked in children products, I learned about this series. This is a very popular series, Paw Patrol. So.
My best friend's son Nolan loves Paw Patrol. I might point it out to because it's on Switch. So I might tell him to buy it on Switch for him.
Perils of Baking Refrosted, PS Vita digital. I like to think that's a remake of Perils of Baking. Not going to do the joke this time. Red Dead Redemption 2, PS4 digital retail. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an epic tale of life in America's unforgiving heartland. The game's vast and atmospheric world will also provide the foundation for a brand new online multiplayer experience.
But Jeff, what if people want to know what the joke was if this is their first episode?
The joke is making it like it's a game I've never heard of and then reading the name. I did it for Black Ops, so it's like I can't do it every goddamn week.
I love how they advertise the multiplayer aspect of this in the blurb when multiplayer's not coming for like another 2 months.
Oh, it does. Yeah, good call. Interesting. It's kind of annoying. Sky Hill, PS4 digital. Word Sudoku by Paugli, PS4, PS Vita digital.
I wonder if this is Easy Plano.
Well, it's Sudoku, so if you're good at Sudoku.
Yeah, I'm actually am. So
what the fuck
I love Sudoku. I have a Sudoku.
Hold on. This is word Sudoku. It's Sudoku with words.
Oh, I do not like that.
In the grid, according to normal Sudoku rules, and one row or column will spell the word. Includes 240 unique and beautifully symmetrical word Sudoku puzzles.
I did not like that.
Oh, this is dumb.
Expert. Interesting. I've never heard of word Sudoku before, but it sounds pretty cool.
I've never heard of it either, and I do not.
There is numbers on it too, so I'm looking at the actual.
Oh, you probably could play both. But yeah, that's the drop.
Michael Scott, nope, don't like that meme.
Pick of the week, Red Dead 2.
Oh, Red Dead.
I will probably go with
Nicktoons. Nicktoons or Paw Patrol? Which one?
No, I'll go Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Yeah. Just for anyone that's not interested.
I wanted to get it, but it sucks that it's coming out the same day.
Right, so yeah,
which is like, oh, come on.
I know it's like blasphemous, but I am actually more interested in Assassin's Creed Odyssey than Red Dead right now. So I'm gonna be playing that more. The setting appeals to me more, and like I know Rockstar games are like the epitome of the greatest games ever made, whatever. But I just want to be a Spartan and just Spartan kick the fuck out of people in Greece.
Nice, good.
Please
do let us know. I've said my brother's gonna play it and then like not finish it in 2 weeks and be like I'm bored, and then I'll be like, all right, let me borrow it.
Yep. I was actually jumping back into Red Dead 1 this week. And fuck, that game is awesome. That game is so good. I love it.
I love it. I like it.
Jeff, would you like to give our Patreon shout outs for the week for anyone that has backed us for $2 or more on patreon.com/psbestfriends?
Shouts out to Jake Malore, Nathaniel Hicks, and Jack Tersey. Thank you so much. Jack Tersey actually applying to work at Rockstar Games, so that's funny.
Yeah, so let us know how that whole crunch thing is. Yeah, I guess we'll update you back on that in like 3 years. Also, please don't forget to check us out. On November 3rd, we are going to be doing a 24-hour live stream. Technically a 25-hour live stream because we're going to be live an hour early. For Extra Life. We are going to be doing Extra Life this year. So you can go check us out. It's on our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/psbestfriends. I need to go to bed. It's pinned there. I think we might need to repin it. But the link to our Extra Life page is there. You can go there and donate. Even if you can give a couple bucks, anything you can give is going to be a huge, huge help. Everything is going towards the Connecticut Children's Medical Center. And you don't have to wait until we do the live stream to donate. So if you want to do it now so you don't forget, you can go do it now and then come watch us, fart around on Extra Life Day on Twitch. I'm trying to think of like fun goal challenges to do, like the hot pepper challenges and stuff like that. Excuse me. So if anyone listening has any suggestions, or if you two guys have any fucking suggestions either, let us know. And then we will try to do those live. We're also going to be on Kinda Funny.com. they usually host a lot of people from the community. So we're actually going to be starting our stream by going on their stream, and then we're going to continue our 24-hour stream from there. So check that out. Also, please check us out on YouTube. Just go to youtube.com, search in the search bar PS Best Friends. We have a bunch of content up there now. I posted a duos win with Miguel and myself winning in Blackout the other week. Jeffrey just posted his thoughts on Zombies. We have a bunch of reviews from the past couple months worth of games up there. So go check it out. We're doing some cool stuff on there. Actually, we posted Jeff's the highlight VOD from Twitch of Jeffrey doing the full Easter egg from the 9 map in Zombies. So go check all that fun stuff out. And also, please don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on your podcast app of choice. That's going to get us up the charts. And then that'll get more people listening, which will get more people in that Facebook group, which will then get more people hanging out and talking, giving episodes for the show, questions for the show. Miguel, where can people find you?
People can find me at PlayStation Network at Dark Angel 1010 and at Twitter at Angel with a J Alvarez 10.
And Jeffrey, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, Mr. Brawl96, and PSN, as always, and forever, and will never change, ever, Brawl96.
And you can find me on PSN and Steam at the only X188. And you can find me on Twitter, actually being really happy with Arsenal this season, which is a welcome change from last year, at Anthony Palm. Thanks again for listening in. This has been PlayStation Best Friends episode 75. We will catch you all next week.
Peace.
Peace. Keep the recording. All right. Just give me a clap.
The recording.
Give me one more. Nice.
Just start clapping, like, fucking just over and over, just to fuck them.
Yeah, good show, guys. Woo!
Yeah, all right.
Round of applause.
That would be fucking annoying, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll put that after
Let me start
save.
exporting this.
I'm getting like a shit and a half right now. Yeah, throw it up in the drive and I'll get it done tomorrow.
All right.
So I think I'm gonna go see Halloween right now.
Oh, hers pretty good. So,
do you think I need to see the first one? I feel like I definitely do. I'm
you
gonna
need
get
to see the
cucked.
first one.
I'm gonna get cucked like with
Doesn't matter, dude.
Right?
Who cares? There's so many, dude. Who cares?
Well, this is a direct sequel to the first one.
I know.
Really?
That's all. Yeah.
Getting everything else. Wait, you really never saw the first one?
Nah.
Wow.
Not even like
in
parts of it?
Wow.
No, not even like parts. I mean,
what the fuck?
It's
dude?
not the most.
What
I mean,
are you
it's
doing with your life?
popular in circles, but I don't like. That's not like a TBS movie. That's
You're
on
also
repeat
a
all the
baby
time,
bitch
you know?
boy who is scared of like not scary stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably
so
the
why
both of
are
you.
you
I
even
can't
watching
believe
it?
you ever even beat. How did you even ever beat Bioshock?
Oh, I mean, if we ever got, I forgot. I think Sacred Symbols had that question. Oh, dude, turn this off. We're still live.
Oh, oops.